If you enjoy the Low Scale Gaming podcast, please leave us a like, review, and subscribe. Any feedback is welcomed, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to the Low Scale Gaming podcast. I'm your host, Ghostland's Finest, and as always, I'm joined by Conan Jones and Inferior Mage. Conan Jones, how you doing today?
I just noticed something. How long have we not done for the week of blah 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 in the intro?
It's been like 3 months.
Has it really?
Yeah.
I guess this is the first time I've noticed you haven't said anything. Haven't said that.
Because I kept on messing up the dates every time, so I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, because we would always, I was like, do we put the day that we record on or the day that it comes out on? And then it was just like back and forth. Okay, sorry. No, I'm okay. Yeah. Like, it's Saturday. It was nice to sleep in and not wake up freaking out that I had to get up and come to my room to do work. So,
you know, we've been doing this podcast now for 2 years.
That's crazy.
This is, I mean, like the end of March is whenever I feel like is whenever we like started doing it. I should have said this last week, but we've been doing this for 2 years now. Look how far we've came.
Look at it. Look at us now.
We got Mage, and that's about it.
It's a step in the right direction, right, Mage?
Because let's see, we started this in the middle of the teacher walkout. Remember?
Did we really?
Yeah, I was still student teaching, and you weren't exiled to Texas yet.
Yeah, I remember I was still teaching in Oklahoma.
So
how far back does our SoundCloud go? We only go. Oh, it doesn't.
Goes all the way back. I just don't have the other ones. Public because you know those ones are very friendly, as Mage put it. Mage is the reason why we have to stop all those other ones.
I've been on for like a year and a half, and he's still harping on that.
Mage told us to.
Holy cow! Yeah, like they're all on SoundCloud still, but yeah, I guess you have them locked up until 27.
Yep, that was when our change was.
Oh, part of me wants to go back and listen to those later.
Oh, they're awful. I listened to the first one a couple weeks ago, and I remember the very first thing I dropped. Like I forgot. Anyways, but yeah, it's pretty bad. It's just me and Conan Jones rambling back and forth and not really doing much. We should go back and listen to it and edit it,
critique ourselves.
Yeah. So listen to the first one with Mage on there. I forgot which one that is.
It was around the time that because I went to Florida with my band.
Oh yeah.
Because he jumped in whenever I was gone to Florida.
That's right.
And then I think
he was there for the Ghosties too.
Yeah, didn't it just kind of morph in from that? And then Mage just stuck around. So does that sound right, Mage?
I think so.
Yeah. I think I came in during the first Ghosties.
Yeah, I think that's right. He came in during the Ghosties.
Look at us.
Look at us. Mage, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
How's your week been?
It's been okay. Like I can't. I'll get into it on like Hills and Wins and stuff, but
for real,
it's been all right, I guess.
I've got a lot to add for my stuff today that apparently Mage is not doing for some reason, and it's a bunch.
Oh, I this week I haven't really been doing much. I bought Animal Crossing though, and that game is so much fun to just sit there and relax and play and just unwind. It's done wonders for my anxiety.
Good. Just been no life in it.
Yeah, pretty much. Mage came in at episode 7 is the first appearance of Mage.
Holy cow.
Titled Where We Podcasting, Boys.
I mean, That's yeah. I guess I've been on it for a while then.
Well, that was the episode where Conan Jones went to where he was in Florida with his band, and then he didn't come back on until until the Ghosties.
So if that's when I was in Florida. Wait, yeah, number
That
7.
was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, because that was with Mage and Morgan.
Yeah.
So that would have been, it would have been like the end of March, because I think we went to Florida in May, like the first week of May.
Right. God, look at our logo. It's just.
Yeah, that red one was not great.
I mean, it got us go. I mean, I'm in the very, very first one.
Yeah, it's just letters.
That was rough. The second one I like a lot, actually. And I like that we kept the game controller. But now we got our original, or got our better logo now.
That doesn't have that line in there.
Yeah, but I gotta change it. I forgot to ask you to send me the links for it so I can update update all the images.
Yeah. For some reason, whenever I'm on my podcast thing on my phone, it still pulls up the old picture on our stuff.
What do you mean old picture? Like the
white background with the red letters and stuff?
Yeah, it doesn't do that for me.
Because it's the one that has the follow us on Twitter, searches for iTunes and podcast.com on the side.
I don't know. It doesn't show up like that for me. It shows up with our logo.
Weird.
Like our original logo. What do you listen? Oh wait, you have. I don't know.
It's a podcast player. Is the app that I have to use?
Oh, I don't know. On the Apple one, it shows up just fine on mine.
Big oof.
It could just be that. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into our fails of the week. Conan Jones, what is your fail of the week?
Just laughing at what I typed.
No, it was
something else.
So the thing that they've been sharing today is the unemployment graph, and somebody did the unemployment graph, but with the GameCube intro.
Oh, okay. It took me a second.
Hang on, I'm sharing this with you
on Discord, Facebook.
Yes. Discord.
We're gonna listen to it.
Crazy. just skyrockets to 6 million.
Goodness. So I guess my fail this week, since we've been working at home, and now that my wife is working also, the critters are just driving us banana sandwich. Like, they're not used to us being home, obviously. Mm-hmm. So now that we're home all day, they're just constantly want to be in our business, and it's like, that's not how this is working, guys. Like, I've got to get this stuff done, and we kind of just both locked ourselves in our rooms to work on our stuff, and left them in the living room to sleep on the couch and stuff, because we're just like, we just got to get stuff done, guys. Y'all are driving us crazy,
right?
I have stuff to add for work too, but it's not really a fail or a win yet, but it could be either, maybe next week. So I might let you guys go through, and we can kind of add that at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever wants to go next.
Your fail of the week?
So mine, I'm gonna throw some shade here today.
Yes.
I had a case transfer to a new coworker. Like, she's new to the to permanency planning and stuff like that, and so I had a case of mine got transferred to her. Well, that case was going into child reunification, which is when we start to put the child back into the home.
Mm-hmm.
For that to happen, we have to fill out this document called an assessment of child safety and do a staffing over it. And so she's supposed to write it because it's her case.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of course I know the case better than her because she just came at new. So we got together. I spent like an hour and a half talking to her about all the points that were needed to be on the AOCS and and basically everything I knew about the case. And I was like, okay, go ahead, and if she took notes, I was like, then just go ahead and write all that stuff down. And if your supervisor needs anything more, or you need any more questions, just shoot me a text or call me and I'll answer them. All right. She maybe did that once, but like her supervisor like sent me like 8 emails basically wanting me to do the AOCS for my coworker. And I'm like, no, it's not my case.
Yeah.
She's like, just review the AOCS. And my supervisor was like, no, it's not your case. My supervisor told me, it's like, be careful volunteering for stuff because it sounds to me like she's just wanting you to do the work for her. I'm like,
That's
no.
funny.
And I went ahead, I was being a nice guy, and I went on the case and looked at what she had written on the AOCS. Now, bear in mind, this woman, she's like 30-something. She used to be a teacher. What I read on the AOCS might have been the same as what a high schooler would have written. There were so many spelling errors and grammatical errors on that document.
Oh.
And I'm over here just like, you used to be a teacher.
What's the deal with teachers and going to go work at Child Protective Services?
It's because they care about the kids, man.
And you have to have a college degree to work at DHS or in CPS.
But it was just like, she used to be a teacher, and there were so many issues in that documentation. Okay? But these are stuff that you could have, like, if you just read it, like, even if you'd misspelled some stuff, even if you just read it, you'd be like, okay, that's a mistake.
So I'm gonna add this in while you're on that topic. If you're typing into kids and not into Word, the program doesn't have a spell check automatically like Word does, where it does a little red squiggly line and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're used to that and you're typing into this other program that doesn't have that you have to go and click spell check and then doesn't check everything and you're not actually rereading it, it is really easy to submit stuff that's got errors in it, because I have done that before too.
We're not talking about just spelling errors. We're talking about sentence structure errors, like not using past tense, spelling the guy's name wrong. We're not talking misspelling facility. All right?
Touche.
A lot of stuff.
It's the wrong form of there.
and like half the stuff I told her she didn't put in, and then I got like out because I wasn't helping.
Heck yeah.
I'm like, no, we had 2 meetings over this thing, and I told her if she had questions to ask me. You should have just told her what she needed to put in, and if she didn't have it written down in her notes, she could have asked me. Instead of coming to me directly, because this is not my fault. I was so mad at the supervisor than the worker, because it should have been the supervisor telling the worker this stuff and not coming at me asking me to do it for her.
Yeah.
So it was really frustrating and super annoying.
Goodness.
That's funny.
Well, hopefully she can get her stuff figured out and not have to have you do her AOCSs and stuff.
Oh, I'm not going to do that AOCS. I gave the information that they needed. They could do it. If they mess up, that's on them. It's not my case.
Goodness gracious.
But teamwork makes the dream work.
I did my teamwork, all right? But I'm not going to get bitched out because of something that it's not my responsibility.
I don't feel like you're being a team player here. I think you need to be more considerate to people that are not very bright.
Okay, Ghost. I was plenty considerate. All right, I was being really nice and everything until like yesterday and Thursday when I got emails being like, "Well, why didn't you do this?" It's not my job to do that. I literally was on the phone and had given emails to this worker, giving them all the information they needed. They just needed to write it up. That's all they needed to do. All right.
All right.
I did everything else.
All right. Calm down. Calm down there, Skippy. Jeez.
It is infuriating,
like
though.
Now.
Well, it's frustrating.
Well, my fail this week is I don't really have one just because, well, my anxiety's still been up, but like, oh no, I've been missing my grandma a lot. Oh yeah, I do have one. I went to the hospital. I forgot about that.
Forgot he went to the hospital already.
So I went to the hospital because like my heart rate was like, it was on Monday or Tuesday. I forgot already, but it was Tuesday. That's right. And I just like my heart rate wouldn't go down. I couldn't calm myself down, so I was trying to. I don't know. It was just my anxiety, though. They hooked me up to everything, did a whole bunch of tests on me, and imagine that everything came back fine. It was just my anxiety.
Well, it's better to be your anxiety than something else, though.
That's true, but so now I've just been trying to take it easy and just mellow out, and that's why Animal Crossing has been a really big help with me for that, just to calm down. But also, I miss my grandma, and I haven't got to see her in like 3 weeks now. I've been in quarantine for 3 weeks, so like, I remember I kept on telling all the nurses that I was just like, I promise you, this is the first time I've been out in like 2 weeks. I haven't been dumb. I've been staying at home. And they were just like, "Oh, you're good. You're one of the smart ones." Then I was like, "Thank you. I'm a good noodle." But yeah, my anxiety's just been through the roof, and it's kind of mellowing out now a little bit, but it's not completely under control yet.
Did they give you anything for it, or just tell you to mellow out?
Yeah, they gave me some stuff for it. And it's been kind of working, but not really. Not as well as I want it to, but it takes time for these things. So
yeah, it's more of a long term effect instead of a right now kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll be okay, I think.
Good. We're glad.
Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into topic 1. So now we are for sure doing this distance learning stuff. And I've been like looking at some things to do for it. One of them is going to musictheory.net. I've been kind of going through that with just like simple music theory lessons to just give kids.
Mm-hmm.
And just that's kind of the stuff that I'm trying to do with that. What are some other things you guys think I should do?
Are you guys allowed to make packets?
No, because I can't. Because I'm not supposed to hand anything out to the kids. So anything I can do, I'm supposed to just upload it onto the Google Classroom.
So then all of your kids. I think we talked about this before, but I can't remember. What is your district's policy for getting the kids on the internet?
What do you mean?
Like, because you're not 1-to-1 with technology, are you?
No, but they can get on the Google Classroom and they can get on the Google Meet with their phones. I'm supposed to use Google Classroom and Google Meet. I'm not supposed to use Zoom.
Just because the school's probably paid for the Google Suite?
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, we need to justify spending this money on stuff.
Well, apparently Zoom has like malware on it as well.
That's crazy. Where did that happen?
I don't know. It's just I've been looking up. Like, hang on,
I saw an article that whenever they released Zoom a couple months ago, that they were averaging 10 million people, 10 million users normally, and within the past like month, they've skyrocketed like 200 million normal daily users, and they just didn't have the firmware to keep everything locked down just because it wasn't designed to handle the traffic that it's handling right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're kind of in a weird spot since you're not allowed to give packets. If you did something on MuseScore,
Yeah, that's another one I got on there. Is I was going to do stuff on music and just like make music for them to do or whatever. I was more just going to be doing like music theory and teaching them notes and stuff like that, because I have a couple of them that don't really even know like notes or anything, just because they came halfway through the school year and we were in the midst of contest season, so I can't really like
yeah, you're
put
kind
a
of
back burner on everything like that.
yeah. Could you have them, if they have their own music, have them copy their music into MuseScore to just kind of have a this is how you use this program kind of lesson?
Yeah, I could have them do that. That was actually, I didn't think about that. That's a good one.
Because then they can, if they have the basics of how to do that, they can, if they have something they're having trouble with at home and can't ask a question, they could just kind of copy and paste it into that program and listen to it.
Yeah.
There was a podcast I was listening to the other day when I was having to be out. They were talking about doing different programs like that and doing composition and like arranging classes with those programs as like group projects and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of those things were kind of already set up before all of this stuff hit the fan. It wasn't just a having to explain everything over the internet kind of deal like you would have to do.
MuseScore, I actually really like MuseScore more than Finale and more than Sibelius, just because MuseScore is free, but I've also like done everything in MuseScore, so I know a lot how to use it and everything.
Yeah.
It's just really easy to use, to be honest.
I haven't used it a whole lot. I've used it some, but...
Mage, which one do you like? I guess you used Finale a lot, didn't you?
Yeah, I really liked Finale. Once you get what do you call them? The short keys down in Finale, it's really easy.
Yeah.
See, that's how I was with Sibelius. I had all the short keys down, and I was real quick with it, so that's what I enjoyed, but that's just the one that I had back. I think I actually torrented it back in the day.
I don't even think Sibelius still exists.
No, I don't think it does.
Oof.
Yeah, I think Sibelius is because everybody used Finale.
Well, I thought the Finale short keys were easier than Sibelius. That's kind of because when I tried Sibelius, the deal was all the short keys are different, but also like they didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Right, with Finale, I think it was like 4 was like a whole note, or 1 was a whole note and like 4 was a quarter note. And you can just click 4, and you just gotta make sure you made the right one. So, like that makes sense because 4 quarter notes equals a whole note. Stuff like that. I don't know. It made sense to me. Finale did. Well, Sibelius was just like, what was the shorthand for Sibelius? Let me think. I don't even remember.
It was along those lines, but I think it was backwards because I think 1 was a whole note and 2 was a half note. Which that makes sense to me because it's just divisions. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was. I think that's Finale.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just remember putting stuff.
Something weird. It was like because I don't think it was the numbers. It was like letters or something. Because it was like an actual. Because Sibelius was like an actual computer program, where like Finale was a musician's program. And that was what was weird to me.
I just remember using my my old Razer Naga mouse and having it set up where I could use the buttons on the side for putting in notes and stuff.
That's smart.
Oh, that would be genius. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, didn't
So-
you just like click the line and put the note thing? Smart moves, Conan. Smart moves.
Proud of me. Because I remember I had to buy like a little, before that mouse, I had a little plug-in extra, the little 9-key keypad thing that I had to plug into my laptop because my Mac didn't have that number pad on the side. That was a pain in the butt. I think I actually still have that in my drawer over here, but sorry, that's random. I can't really think of like other things that you could do that would be worth your time. Are you having to grade stuff?
So my kids have two options. They can take the grade they have since I'm an elective. They can take the grade they have now, which pretty much everybody in band has an A.
Because it's banned.
Yeah.
Or hopefully they would have an A.
And just take that. Or they could work for, or they're gonna get, they can work to get a higher grade. But the lowest possible grade they can get right now is a C.
In the class or on an assignment?
Any class.
So they're just pretty much just passing everybody on regardless.
Yes. So like, one of my kids has been, just failing all year, gets a pass.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. I don't make the follow.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's not a hill to die on.
Yeah, that's a lot of these are just like, I don't really. To be honest, I don't really care that much. But it's a little bit I do, but I don't really. I don't know, like,
because go ahead.
I want them to be just like, if the kid's been having a 38 the entire year, probably should fail them. But then I understand with the whole
we haven't been in school to be able to raise it up kind of thing.
Yeah, or whatever.
Because like my wife's school, they're having to this week they've had to make packets to send to the kids that don't have internet access. So the packets that they're making, they had to compile into a single PDF file to then send to the office or to some person who then sends them to UPS that's apparently making the packets and then delivering the packets to the cafeterias at the sites where they're handing out the free lunches and stuff like that to the kids. Then they will pick up their packets whenever they pick up their breakfast or lunch or whatever it is. So they're not allowed to go to the school to like make copies. They have to do everything online to create these PDFs. But the kids are not required to do any of the work. And if they turn anything in, it doesn't matter what it is they turn in, they get 100 on it.
Really?
And it's just like, what's the point of even doing any of this then? Like, just give everybody 100 and be done.
What's the point of like doing class right now?
Like
just give everybody a pass.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is dumb. Like, there's not a good solution to any of it. So it's... I don't know. The school system is... It's just kind of coming to a head that they don't have enough money to get any of this stuff done, and there's not any of the infrastructure to help deal with a situation like this.
Well, mainly, a lot of it just got thrown on there. Who really could have predicted that this was going to be, this big of a thing, years back when we should have started, like, preparing for something like this? Should we have been more prepared? Yes, I agree. But, like, who really thought, and even say 6 months ago, something like this would have happened? You know what I mean? It's if the most what is it? I get. Would you say most rich district, or what is it called? What would be
The
her district be?
uh,
The
they're pretty well off money
yeah.
wise.
If they're pretty well off, and I think they're the most well off of the well offs. You know, I mean, we can't really expect little small schools like mine to be prepared for this either.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I agree that the infrastructure should have been there, and probably here on out, it's going to be there
Will be
just
more
in
of a
case.
priority.
Yeah,
One
but
would hope, at least.
Yeah, for real.
probably what this is going to lead to now is that snow days are going to be online learning days, which I'm not
Online
really that
learning throughout
opposed
the
to.
summer.
Huh?
School never online learning throughout the summer. So summer break.
I mean, if I got paid still, I'd be all right with that.
I mean, technically you do, but
No, my contract's only for 10 months.
yeah, but you used to get paid over the summer.
Yeah, but my contract was for 10 months. So if
Yeah,
I got
and then
paid, so if I got paid two more months, I'd be fine with that.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
more money
Yeah.
throughout the year, pretty much. Because don't they take money out of your paycheck each month? So that way they pay you throughout the summer.
Yes.
No, I get all my I think each district's different, but I get paid all my summer checks in June, and then I don't get paid again until September.
But the checks that you get over the summer are skimmed off the top of the other months.
Okay.
Because that's my Oklahoma school did that, where all of my summer money that I was going to get paid, I got 3 checks in June or May because the office wasn't going to be there to send them out, and they didn't do direct deposits. But my Texas school, I got paid, even though I moved back to Oklahoma, I got paid all the way to September just because of the way the contract was worded.
That was really nice too.
Yeah, it was. I got 2 paychecks that month. That part was nice.
But I think I have a good plan in mind with this district learning stuff, and I think that I'll be somewhat successful with it. I think what I'm also gonna do is offer doing if a kid wants to do schedule a time to do one-on-one lesson, I guess, with their instrument. I don't know how I'm gonna work that though.
You'd have to do like a FaceTime or something like that.
Well, I mean through either Google Meet.
Yeah, through your particular program. That was just kind of my generic term for it.
Yeah. And then Monday I gotta go up to my school and go get. Well, one I gotta go by 10:30 to go get my brother's stuff, which is weird, but I have to go get my brother's stuff at 10:30 from the elementary school, and I guess they're just gonna drop it off, and then for and then I'm gonna try to go by my classroom to go get. I want to get my guitar. I miss playing it. I miss that, and I miss playing my trombone.
The things we miss when they're not around.
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. Well, I'm sure it'll get figured out. Like, everybody's in the same boat, and everybody's kind of figuring it out as we go. So
Hopefully things will work itself out a little bit, and just we'll all be. I hope that people will just be staying inside soon, and just be like, "Hey, we could ride this out together if everyone would just agree to stay home for 2-3 weeks."
Nope.
And then we could go outside in June or May even. But
nah, man, that's too hard.
it's looking like we're not even going to be able to go outside until June now.
I've heard rumors that can go all the way to November or even next year.
Yeah, I've heard it could go all the way to next January. So I'm just like, whoa, like what the heck?
Yeah, they're gonna have to do more than one time $1,200 paycheck.
They're not
That's the
going
game.
to.
That's socialism.
Do you see how is giving like $2,000 to each person for 4 months?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Granted, I think all three of us are still getting paid, so I mean, we don't really have to worry about that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of lucked out, but Mage and I are still technically on the clock. So, I mean,
Yeah.
since we're air quotes essential.
I'm still on the clock too, but
Yeah.
it's more at home than anything.
The downside of being essential. So, do you mind if I get into my stuff with work now? That kind of leads into this.
Go ahead.
So this past week we've been having meetings, and I guess the higher ups have been discussing how to limit DHS's contact with the public and customers. So I guess they have come up with this number of however many people in the state that can be field workers, and then or however many for our county, or I think there was like 50 people for CPS for Oklahoma County between all of the offices. So then that would be however many for our office. So they're wanting to dedicate those people to be field workers, that they're the only ones that are out in the field making contact with people, and everybody else is an office worker and just does office duties. Mage, have you heard any of this? We kind of talked about it a little bit last night, but...
Yeah, a little bit. When my supervisor was telling me a little bit about it, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, I'm not really sure how they were going to schedule the different workers, or what their plan is.
Yeah. So the way that it was explained to us was that between my office and a different office, we would have one permanency worker be a field worker, and that worker would be responsible for anything that needs to be done in the field on anybody's cases in those offices during I think it was like a 2-week time. It was 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off kind of thing. So that way they could see if they're showing symptoms whenever they're not on and not out in the field. And then rotating back and forth. So then with CPS, with me, they would... those people would be and make contact with people in the public for those 2 weeks. And we would have to be on FaceTime with the field workers whenever they interview our families for the cases that I have.
Okay.
So then the field worker would then leave my case and then go to Mage's case, and then would leave Mage's case to go to Ghost's case. And then that's all they would do, is just be in the field talking with people. Yeah,
see, I just don't believe that they're going to limit them to just that, because they also have their own cases. So I have a hard time believing that it's like that they're just going to keep them on the 2 weeks on just doing field work. But even still, if they're just doing field work, that's a lot of field work.
Yeah. So that's...
for one person to do. Like, that's a lot of field work for one person to do. They have their own cases, and I guarantee they're going to try to make them do their own cases as well.
Yeah, because what they told us is that field workers wouldn't get new cases, but would still have their prior cases, but that other people in the office that weren't field workers could help with old cases for the field worker, and just kind of divvy those out, since the worker would have to be out in the field all day for like 2 weeks solid.
I think it'd get too confusing, because then you got to explain what's going on in every single case.
So that's kind of where we're sitting now. So it's like they were taking volunteers to be field workers, because it doesn't look like there's really any incentive to do it other than just to be a field worker and not have any sort of paperwork to do for a while. So,
sounds miserable.
There were rumors.
Be a field worker now.
I did not sign up for that. So it was just kind of a
lot. So much.
They had to have so many volunteers before they just start volunteering people. So there was rumors that it's possibly starting Monday for us, but since we're Oklahoma County, we kind of do stuff different than other places. We're the guinea pigs, and then it goes out from there to other counties. But so we'll see how that fits next week whenever we talk.
So what do you guys do about documentation for those cases? Like if it's a P1, don't you guys have to document all that crap?
So the primary worker would still have to do all the history prior to initiation, all the child welfare and criminal history beforehand. Then the primary would then talk with the field worker and say, hey, this is what you're going into. The dad has this charge, mom has this charge, grandma, grandpa, blah, 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 blah. And then the office worker is in charge of all of the physical documentation, regardless of if it's the... Yeah, I don't know what I was saying with that one.
Wait, is the field worker doing the documentation afterwards? Or
no,
the field worker just tell?
Field worker does zero documentation.
Okay, so the field worker is just going to tell the office worker what they saw.
Yes. So the field worker will have the office worker on FaceTime while interviewing in person. So the office worker can then type stuff in real time as the interview is happening and then have follow-up questions or whatever. But the field worker himself will do no documentation for those 2 weeks.
Well, it'd be nice not to do documentation, but that's still a lot of legwork.
That was my whole thing. I was like, does the lack of documentation weigh out being in public around people? Because they did get some PPE for people, but...
What if you have, like...
yeah, like...
in one day, right?
Here's a couple masks and a couple little rubber gloves, like...
Get effed.
Yeah.
Pray you don't die.
Right. I was like, I don't know if I'm about this, like... It would be nice not having to do documentation and paperwork for 2 weeks, but... That doesn't really seem like it's going to weigh out to me. Okay, sorry, that was my tangent.
No, it's all good. All right, well, topic 2 this week is something I'm very sad about. Last of Us 2 got delayed because of the stupid coronavirus. I think it got delayed not because the game's not ready to go, but because the game won't sell as well because they can't do physical copies.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid.
Which, yeah, that's a dumb reason to me, but...
I mean, I understand they want to maximize profits and everything like that, but...
They can't just ship physical copies?
I mean, they can, but... I mean, you can't ship them straight to people's houses unless they get them through Amazon or GameStop.
Well, I'll buy them through Amazon.
And GameStop's probably already gonna go bankrupt anyways. So
yeah, that kind of sucks for GameStop. They changed their whole format to make themselves kind of a like an internet cafe type thing. Like some buildings are changed completely. I don't know if you've seen like the new GameStop.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
And then all this stuff hit. So now they can't even do that.
We've had this conversation before. Who wants to go hang out at a GameStop? You know what I mean?
It's a pass for me, boss.
Like, we're in the day and age whenever you could just get a pretty beefy computer at home now. So there's no reason to make internet cafes anymore. Like 10 years ago, yeah, that would have been a booming business, but not now. Now it's just like, oh, cool. You could do this at home. Why pay GameStop $5 a month or whatever to do this when I could do this without having to put pants on at home? You know,
You're not wrong. Like,
and like,
I've heard that they would like it's probably really good for like children's birthday parties. Because then you have the whole social thing. But the funny thing is just like they did all that, and then literally a month later, all this stuff happened, so they can't do anything. We GameStop was a dying business for a while, but yeah, I mean, I would buy the copies off the internet, like go to like Best Buy or GameStop online and have them ship it to me. Because I was
I
excited
just
for that game.
rather just download them. Like,
I don't even have a disk drive to put stuff onto my computer. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't either. Yeah, on my new one.
mm-hmm.
But like, that's fine. You don't need a disk drive, to be honest.
Like, there's a couple of things that I might use it for, but like, I've got a DVD player in the living room connected to the TV. Like,
Well, is Last of Us 2 going to come out on PC at the same time it comes out on?
No, it's PlayStation
console?
exclusive.
Oh, okay. So
It's
then
coming
it
out
even
on
matter.
PS4. Well, it's probably good. What I think is what they're going to do now is they're going to make it a title for PS5.
I hope not. I hope they just get it out.
I mean, we're probably like 6 or 7 months away from PlayStation 5 coming out.
hopefully.
If it doesn't get pushed back because of the Corona stuff.
It's going to get delayed again.
I mean, it might.
I'm scared because I think Cyberpunk's going to get delayed too.
I hope Cyberpunk does so y'all can feel my pain.
I do feel your pain. I was excited for Last of Us 2 too, Ghost.
I want y'all to feel my pain of not being able to get to play a game you've been looking forward to for years.
When was Last of Us 2 announced?
Like 4 or 5 years ago. Let's see.
Was it really? Because I
When
didn't see the first trailer until like last year.
announced. It was like E3. Which E3 was it? Yeah, it was 3 years ago. Oh no, it was at 2016. Yeah, it was 4 years ago. Oh.
Actually, I think Cyberpunk was announced like back in like 2012. So Cyberpunk's been announced for a long time too. Because they had like this really cool trailer, where like some Spec Ops guy was shooting at an android. It was super cool.
I don't know. I'm still trying to keep myself off of the hype train for some stuff. Like, yeah, it's no fun, but
I just really like the aesthetic of it. Like, either it's a crap game, I like the aesthetic. Just the idea of like cyborgs and super awesome SWAT team people. Like, I just love.
God damn, this game was announced in 2012. In May of 2012. It's taken 8 years for this game to come out.
for Cyberpunk,
Well,
Yeah.
they did. They did that announcement trailer, but then they started working on Witcher 3. So Witcher 3 took most of their time.
Okay. Well,
either way, it's dumb. This whole thing is stupid. Like,
People suck. Gaming companies want money, and we're all hurting for it.
well. I just hope this stuff gets taken care of soon. Like, people, please stay at home. Please. Like, it's not that hard to just kick it at home for a couple weeks. You know, this is like, if my anxiety wasn't through the roof, I'd be in perfect settings right now. Okay, so just please stay at home.
Right.
Find something to do at home. Watch Netflix. Do something, please. Final Fantasy 14 is only $35 now for the complete game, for you to get all the way caught up with a free 30-day subscription. So do that as well if you want to learn something new. Okay, just stay at home.
Because I really wish I could just stay home and not do anything. But it is not the case, unfortunately.
Let's play Hitler Clicks with Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Alright, so we are at 1 click. Or no, Cyberpunk's the one. Or whatever.
OG.
Let's see. Let's click on CD Project Red or CD Project because they're Polish. So now we're on 2 clicks.
Okay.
Now we're on 3 clicks with Germany and 4 clicks Hitler.
There you go.
Nailed it.
So Cyberpunk is 4 clicks away from Hitler. That's a good one. So that means it's. So what was our ranking on how Hitler? I forgot.
4 was like so we changed it so like 2 clicks is close, 3 clicks is average, and 4 is pretty far.
No, I thought it was 2 clicks was pretty. I thought 4 clicks was average. But okay.
Yeah, I think it was right around there.
Anyways, so Cyberpunk is average Hitler.
Average Hitler.
All right.
Goodness
so
gracious.
let's go ahead. What have y'all been playing this week?
Let me open Epic real fast because I don't even really remember. There was some free game that I played like 10 minutes of and was pissed off at and then quit. It was like some delivery game. It was one of the free ones.
Getting mad at video games? No way.
Totally reliable delivery service. So I was like, yeah, it's free, whatever. So I was like, I was playing it for a second. So you moved your little character, but then you had to use the mouse button, either of your mouse clicks. You controlled if you were grabbing with his hands or not. So if you click the left mouse button, he would clench his left hand and hold onto the box, and the right, so you could do both hands at one time, whatever, and you could raise your hands up and run, and you could like drive cars and stuff, and you had to pick these packages up and deliver them wherever they were going. But like the controls were just god awful. Like the movement in it was so like super unpredictable.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of those games, man. It's like QWOP.
It was exactly like QWOP. And it's like, this isn't fun. Like, there's no precision with this. It's just kind of, oh, you lucked out and were able to get it. Like, and it's not about it.
I think those games are really funny to watch, but I get super frustrated playing them.
Yeah. So I was like, this is just not fun. I'm just getting mad because there's no precision to this, and it's just luck that the little canister didn't explode along the way.
Like, Get Over It.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
Get Over it. It's awful. Whoops, sorry, Conan.
I didn't even hear it, so I'm glad you said that.
Okay. But Get Over It is awful.
Yeah, like those games are so frustrating. They're meant to be frustrating. Like the controls are meant to be bad. Oh Lord.
But just between that, Mage and I played a little League last night, and then my factory game. That's kind of it.
I'm gonna play it on TFT mobile.
I don't get TFT, so I just don't like playing it.
You were all about it there for a while.
I know. Now they changed it to where like there's a whole bunch of like everything changed. Like where there's like completely different characters in it now. So I have no idea how to play it, and I'm just like, okay, well,
Yeah, I remember when I
don't
first
care
started
about
it.
this no more.
I remember when I first started
What?
that Garen was in it, and now Garen is like a mech pilot. So you have to get
What?
3 characters to do. So like there's a mech pilot class, I guess, and it's just like different skins. It's like the Fizz. There's a Fizz skin, the Annie skin, and a Rumble, and they're all mech pilot subclassed. So you get all 3 of them on there, and they basically turn into Garen. And Garen is the big old giant robot. It's
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude, I love it. So you get 3 of them, it turns into the big old Garen. And then if Garen dies, it pops out, and you still get 3 champions. So it's pretty broken. But I love it.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've played TFT. I'm okay.
Same. So, I mean, I just played it on the phone. The controls are kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's way more RNG based than it is an actual strategy game. Because sometimes you'll be building and then like you just can't get the same character again, so there's no way you can level it up. So just get really bad RNG and you can't do anything about it, so you lose. Which that aspect of the game ticks me off. But I think the game itself is fun in some ways. I like it.
Different stuff for different people. So
I don't know. I'll try to play it again, but
It's just really convenient it being on mobile.
so I've been playing Animal Crossing a lot. Like I've been having really fun with just relaxing and playing Animal Crossing. I already got 3 villagers or 3 new people moved in and got their houses all set up for them. And now like my town hall's being built or something like that. There's also a museum in this game, and the museum is like really well like put together, and I didn't expect it to be. It looks really cool. But yeah, I've just been having fun with Animal Crossing, just sitting there relaxing. There's like this Easter event they're having in there now with this dude named Thumper, and he looks like he's a psychopath.
Thumper or Dumper?
Yeah, his name's Thumper.
Okay.
I think I forgot, but he looks like a psychopath. And
Is he a rabbit?
Yeah, and like he's hid eggs everywhere on the island.
Okay,
and,
yeah,
like,
I've seen some memes about that already.
and I'm just like, dude, I'm just trying to make tables, and here I'm chopping down a tree, boom, eggs. I'm like, okay, cool.
Why are there eggs here?
Yeah, like
No, that's a reference to Bambi. Because Thumper was a rabbit on Bambi.
I guess I don't remember his actual name, but
If his name's not Thumper, then you just lied to us.
let me see. Okay, let me figure out what his name is. Bunny in Animal Crossing New Horizon. Zipper.
Okay. Well, then he's stupid. He's a psychopath.
He looks like one. Zipper T Bunny. Yeah, he looks weird. But that's what I've been doing. I've been playing Final Fantasy a lot too. I've been raiding with my free company. We've been doing pretty good. We're working on well, I got my ruby I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but I got my ruby weapon, so I'm pretty strong on my dragoon now. But yeah, I've been having a good time. It's been fun.
Glad you're having fun with it.
It's something to keep me distracted from, isolation. I guess not really isolation because I'm with my brother, but still. All right. Well then, let's go ahead and jump into our wins of the week. Inferior Mage, what is your win of the week?
I'd say my win is just overall. It's the last week of March and the first week of April, so it was a pretty easy week. Most of my stuff got done. I mean, so it's basically just starting a new month. So the first week's always kind of the easiest. So that's kind of my win. It's like, besides the AOCS stuff that I was talking about and the coworker and that supervisor being super frustrating and unreasonable, the week itself has been pretty chill, which was what I like.
That's good. Conan Jones, what is your win of the week?
I got a new microphone.
Yay!
So it came with a little boom arm, and it was cheaper than just a regular mic with no stand or anything. Yeah. So I've been trying to mess with it and mess with like settings and stuff. So hopefully everything worked out okay.
Did you mess with your settings in OBS recording? Because I didn't want to say this earlier, but it's been picking up a lot of white noise in the background, and there's settings in OBS to where you could keep it from picking up so much background noises.
I turned the volume down on OBS, so hopefully that part is okay. I haven't dug into the settings into OBS that deep since getting it, but I'll put it on my radar.
You might look at that just because when you're listening back and editing this, you'll hear what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's just when I got my mic, I noticed it, and then the next week I fixed it. But okay, that's good.
Yeah.
My win this week is my anxiety is just, like I said earlier, my anxiety's been all through the roof, but the past couple of days it hasn't been a constant battle, so I'm okay right now. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I think the medicine they put me on is helping me out a little bit, and it's only going to get better from here, I think. But all right, well,
glad you're doing better.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at lowscalegaming. If you have a question or a subject you want us to talk about on our next podcast, go ahead and leave us a tweet or email us at lowscalegaming@gmail.com. But thank you guys again. And remember, have a great day and a better tomorrow.